Freedom Field, Houston County and Veterans. We've got Veterans on this side, the Dirty Birds.
Yep.
And that means Houston County is over here.
Yeah! Man, they're having a good time. They're fired up. It's the first time they've ever met
on this
in
field.
Brand new stadium.
I know, this is only the second week of football at Freedom Field.
It's beautiful, too.
Well, because for years now, Houston County shared McConnell-Talbert with Northside and Warner Robins. Veterans had to share Perry High School's field with the Panthers, and now they each get their own end zone here.
Now everybody's got their own home.
Yes.
Everybody's got a home. Let me tell you something about the matchup. Hoco has won the two matchups.
Yes.
In 2014, 46-27, big score. Another big one last year, 41-13. First time the teams have played on a Friday night. The other two were on a Thursday night. Veterans in the 5A, Hoco in the 6A after moving up from 5A, but we hear that they could eventually end up in the same division.
Because Veterans is growing. Now, an interesting thing is both of these schools have very, very loud and vibrant student fan bases.
You think?
Houston County, of course, famous for the Hoco Locos, but Veterans also has it, and that's what makes it so interesting, too. A lot of these kids grew up together, and they're used to seeing one another. They just now go to different schools. All right, a couple of players to watch now. We want you to keep your eyes on tonight. For Veterans now, we're going to be talking defense, and we're going to be talking about a young guy named Josh Lee. I've seen the kid play. He's an outstanding linebacker. He's 6'3", about 230 pounds. He's a senior in 3 games this year already. Coach David Bruce says 34 tackles, forced a fumble. Also plays wingback on offense. He's a hard hitter, and he obviously is going to be the focal point, number 44, because he's going to be busy tonight because Houston County has some explosive offensive weapons, Ben.
Yeah, you think again? Yeah, we're talking about Houston County. Who else am I going to talk about? Jake Brom, 6'3", 225 pounds. Senior quarterback, 4-star recruit, committed to Georgia last week versus Eagles Landing. 510 yards. That's hard to comprehend. 5 touchdowns. Brom is one of 10 Georgia passers on record with a 500-yard passing game, 73% completion rate this year, 12 TDs. He's averaging 459 yards per game. Now, here's the deal. Career 60% completion rate, 75 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, a ton of yards. Now, here's the thing. If he averages, now here's some math, 300 yards passing per game for the rest of the season, he's averaged 315 as a junior, 459 so far. He would break Deshaun Watson's state record for career passing yards in just the 10th game. And he would break Hudson Mason's season record in the 14th game. So a lot of records up for breakage this year.
No, a lot of records being made for decibel noise behind us, too. These folks are really fired up. Now, Jake Brom, he's a very low-key guy, but obviously, you know, all people are always talking about these records. Let's hear what he had to say as he approaches some of these amazing milestones.
That's one thing I would love to have, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, it's just an accolade. I'm more worried about winning football games, and honestly, I'd rather watch my little brother come in behind me and you know, succeed than you know, to run up my own stats.
All right, he's used to being in the spotlight, and I'll tell you what, there's going to be a lot of noise. Remember, this is an 8 o'clock kickoff if folks are coming around, because they figure the first time both these schools met here, there may be a little traffic and things like that. So you have plenty of time to get here. It doesn't go till 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and I'm looking around. There is plenty of parking.
Yeah.
A lot of parking lot out here. So I think I'm just so excited to see the inside of the stadium. It's going to be a fever pitch, you know. It's going to be the first time they've done it in their home field that they share.
We're talking with the 2 principals about what makes their school special coming up. Stay with us. We're live at Freedom Field. Tailgate 13 on Eyewitness News at 5. Freedom Field. We've got the band and the cheerleaders behind us now, folks that worked very hard throughout the year. We also have Chris Brown. He is the principal of Veterans High School. Doug Reiser is the principal of Houston County High School. They're very proud of their schools, and I give them a chance right now to tell us a little bit about it. All right, what do you like about Houston County High School? What makes it a good place?
The best thing about Houston County is the people. The culture has changed immensely these last 5-6 years. Kids are proud to be a Hoco Bear. We're really proud of our, the renovations, proud of academically how well we're doing right now, and athletically what we've been able to accomplish. And just a great place to be.
All right. Chris, what about Veterans High School? What makes it a special place?
The same for Veterans High School. It's the people, from the faculty and staff to the entire student body, just the way that they've embraced the school over the past several years. We have been able to build a positive school culture and have done a lot of successful things.
All right, talk a little bit about this rivalry now for both of you. I know, because a lot of these kids, I guess, grew up together. It just so happens the way where they live now, they're going to different high schools.
Several of them probably went to elementary school, even some of them middle school together. So over the past few years, it's become football related in the past 3 years, but before that it was all sports. Spills over in the fine arts, CTA as well.
All right, so this is a group of kids that know each other very well, but of course, while you're friends, you still want to beat the other guy.
Oh yeah, my daughter's best friend goes to Veterans High School, and so we rip her a lot when she comes over. She's a softball player for them, but you know, I have a lot of respect for Veterans High School. They have a great athletics program, and every time we compete with them, it's a lot of fun.
All right, now the fact you get to play at this beautiful facility, I know the last couple of years having to share stadiums, but now you got a place to call your own.
I'm gonna tell you, we got to play here last week, and every time I walk in this place, I'm amazed, and I just want to thank all the stakeholders. I'm sure Chris could contest to that as well, that we're very fortunate to have a place like this in Middle Georgia.
All right, it was Perry High School where you had to share it,
yes.
And now you got your own name in the end zone and everything.
Yeah, I think this stadium behind us is a symbol of the dedication and the hard work that our Board of Education, community, and central office just have for the supports and all the athletics and academics that go into educating a high school student.
He's proud to be a Warhawk. He's proud to be a Bear, and they should be, because they have great programs and great schools, and we're glad. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks very much. Coming up, the weather. Not too bad, is it?
It's beautiful out here.
A little warm, but that's all right. We're going to take it. Ben's going to fill in on the forecast, let you know what to expect when you come out here tonight at 8 o'clock. We're live at Freedom Field, Tailgate 13, football Friday night. Welcome back to Freedom Field, Tailgate 13, Houston County High and Veterans High. Now, I feel a breeze, but I mean, is that because the fans are right in front of us, or is there actually a bit of a breeze blowing
There
today?
is, because we're on a bunch of open, flat ground right here, so It does fetch a little bit of a breeze here. You know, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm going to get poetic for a minute.
Oh, gosh.
We're in a historical moment. Think about years from now.
Yep.
This is the opening 2 weeks of this field. First time the two home teams have played. I look around at all the grassland and places that are developing so fast here in this part of Houston County. It'll all look different. It's amazing. It's all building so fast around here. How about that for poetry?
I liked it. Very nicely said.
Thank you. Okay. Well, let's get off of the real estate thing and go into weather. It is a beautiful day, albeit a little bit on the toasty side.
That's all right. We like it.
We've been putting up some massive numbers over the past few days, and we did it again today. 98 degrees.
That's ridiculous.
10 above average, 4 off of the record. Tonight will be in the 60s, but not during game time. It will be in the 80s during game time, maybe even still low 90s in spots. But there again, there's that magic number you saw, the dew point of 59, 30% relative humidity, and I can feel the difference out here.
You can.
It is a dry heat. So as we go through the headlines, a sizzling Saturday on the way. Rain chances will return by Sunday. That's because the humidity levels will start to come back up. Small rain chances next week. So think of it going back to the normal kind of summer-like pattern as we go into next week. Doppler Max HD is quiet. And this will be the scene tonight. No worries rain-wise at all.
Oh, perfect.
As we go through the day tomorrow, it's the same thing. But then Sunday, we'll get to that on the RPM model. Here is a look as we go through tonight, quiet. And again, as I mentioned, tomorrow we're continuing to see things to our northwest as the frontal boundary starts to sag southward. Northwest Georgia could get some of this, but it looks like we're going to kind of stay quiet. But in the afternoon on Sunday, we see a few things trying to fire. So if you got outdoor plans this weekend, Saturday may be your better day. Not that Sunday's a washout, just the potential will be there. And on the long-range models, that front looks to kind of hang out around the southeast. Drier air in North Georgia, perhaps, with more muggy stuff the farther south and east you go. So we'll be kind of flirting with rain chances each afternoon as we go through next week, but nothing really all that solid, much more than about 20%. Here's a dew point map. This has been a big one we've been watching all week. Dry air, dry air. When you see the dark green starting to come in with 70-something, by the time we get into Sunday, that's the humidity building back in. But you got to have that if you're going to have a rain chance.
Yeah,
Current numbers are stifling. We're sitting right in the 90s. Again, with the humidity not too bad. The heat index is not as bad as it could be. At least we're not seeing really high triple digits. The 7-day will show us a split weekend of sorts. Still hot both days, but hot and dry tomorrow. Hot and getting back humid again as we go into Sunday with a chance of a stray shower storm in the afternoon. Then we'll keep that as we go into next week, but maybe low 90s.
Oh, perfect.
But man, it's hot out here now. But again, with the breeze, not so bad.
No, it isn't. As you said, it's that dry heat indeed. That's going to be good for football. These kids are used to it. I mean, there are a bunch of folks, and this is 3 hours before kickoff. We're happy to have them here. We're talking much more about this matchup, the marvelous one. We'll check in with a little bit about this game and these teams. Stay with us. Tailgate 13, yeah, the Veterans Band, they're fired up.
They sound so good. Listen.
Stay with us. Veterans in Houston County have played the last 2 years, but they've both been on Thursday nights, and that's because they've had to share stadiums.
Well, yeah, and now everybody's got their own home field.
Yes, indeed.
First year, Marvin James was able to catch up one of the players to find out how it feels to finally have a place to call their own.
Oh, yeah, home sweet home.
Just a week ago, the Houston County Bears lined up to kick off a new era at a new home. Eagles Landing traveled to Freedom Field, a stadium built for the Houston County Bears and veteran Warhawks. Last year, the Bears played at McConnell-Talbert Stadium, while veterans called Perry High School home, a home they are happy to leave.
Not having to cover up a lot of, a bunch of Panthers and Perry and all that good stuff in the maroon and gold, we don't like that.
Veteran senior linebacker Corey Walker was referring to this. On the field they were supposed to call home, you could see Panther paw prints, Perry banners, and even the Panther himself. It's hard to convince anyone that this used to be Veterans' home.
We always have to argue about whose field it is. This is actually our field now.
But from this week on, the arguments and covering up logos is something Veterans head coach David Bruce won't have to worry about ever again.
Everybody in the community, the Veterans community is excited. We got an end zone with our name in it. We don't have to cover up Perry stuff. It's just nice to have a place that really feels like home for a change.
Now, while it's finally a home of their own, Veterans still has to share the stadium with HOCO, who's already played a game at Freedom Field.
All our HOCO locals was out there, and all our fans was out there supporting us. It was a big atmosphere, and we loved it.
While a large crowd is expected, it's not about how many fans are in the crowd. It's about how close they are to the action.
Freedom Field doesn't have a track around it, so yeah, it's definitely a lot closer. You can feel just talking on the field, you can feel how the sound's going to be a lot different on the field.
So as each team sprints onto the field, they can hold their head high, knowing they're finally at home sweet home.
Our kids deserve it. They work hard. Our kids want a place to be able to call their own. It's got their name in the end zone. It's a special place, and hopefully we're going to make some really good memories there.
All about making memories. You heard Vaughn Lassiter, the Houston County coach, and that's really what this is all about. As you said, it's the first time these two schools have met each other here at the stadium. A lot of memories, and folks will be talking about this for years to come.
And they'll be able to say, I played in that first game.
I was there. I was in the band. I was a cheerleader. Stay with us. Much more to come. Tailgate 13, Freedom Field in Houston County. It is a football Friday night.
Indeed it is.